Alright, we're going to be talking about different ways to calculate the amount of inventory, the value of your inventory that you have in your store. There are 3 different ways to do it. We're starting with what's called the average cost method. Okay, so that's the first one we're going to go over. And this one is the most work. Okay, but what you're doing is you look at how many items you've brought in. So notice here we have, right here in this section, we have how many things we've received. Okay, we know how much they cost. Notice they cost differently. Each of them was a different price when you ordered them. That happens. And then we have how much total cost each order was. So what we do is we take a look at, well, how many units do we have in stock? Well, how many total? So we need to total that down here. And then we look at how much what was the total cost of those items. Okay, so how many items did we order? What was their total cost? And we use that to find the average cost of the items. Okay, so let's go through. That's the first thing we have to do if they have not done that for you. So it says PRP Technologies has an inventory of computer monitors. On March 31st, the last day of the month, PRP had 140 flat panel monitors in stock. What is the value of the ending inventory for March using the average cost valuation? Okay, so we're using average cost. Now, at the end of March, it says they have 140 monitors in stock. But first, we have to find out what's the average value of those monitors. So again, the first thing you're going to do is find out how many units you received total. So we are going to add all of these numbers in this column together. We also need to know what the total cost for those units was. So then we're going to add the total costs together. Alright, so let's try that out. Again, we're going to add all of these together here. So 43 plus 124 plus 25 plus 133. That gives us 325 items total. So we purchased a total of 325 items. Now we need to total the costs. So they found the cost for each order. We need to total those together. So we need to add 53, 57, 80, 14,656, 80, 3,552.50, and 17,888.50. Okay, we get a total cost there of $41,455.60. Okay, so this is our total items and our total costs. We want to find the average cost per item. So we take the dollars and divide it by the number of items. So for us that would be 41,455. Let me erase, that's a little ugly. Go. $41,455.60. We're going to divide that by 325 items. And when you get this number, you want to leave it in your calculator, because the less rounding we do, the closer we're going to get to the exact answer. We get about this much. Okay, but again, just leave that in your calculator. This is the average cost of an item. The average cost of these items is $127.56 about. Okay, but they want to know what's the average cost of our inventory. And right now we have 140 of those in our inventory, it said. So now we are going to take that and we are going to multiply by 140. That will give us our inventory. Again, just leave that number in your calculator and go times 140. And when I do, I get 17,857.796. And it goes on from there. This is money. We want to round to the nearest, oh, it says to round to the nearest dollar actually. So we want to cut off right here. This 7 here makes us round up. So we get $17,858. All right, let's do another example. So here's Appliance and Wares, and they are valuing their inventory of toasters. So on May 31st, they had 42 toasters on hand. What's the average cost per toaster? So this one we don't have to do the full problem and find the inventory. We just need to find the average price per toaster. So again, the average price per toaster, you need to know how many total toasters you bought. We have to total this here. Oh, sorry, they did that for us. And you need the total cost, which again, they did for us. Okay, so to find the average, you take the cost, the total cost, divided by the total units. Okay, so the dollars divided by the number of items. So we had a total of $3,069.74. We're going to divide that by 140 toasters. We get 21.92671429. Again, just leave that in your calculator. Now, here's where you look at the question, because sometimes they ask you to go further than others. That first question we did, we had to do a lot more work. We had to do the totals. They hadn't done that for us. Then we had to find the average cost, which we just did. And then we had to find the value of the inventory. Now this question doesn't ask for the value of the inventory. It just wants to know what's the average cost per toaster. It's 21.92. So here we get to stop. It says to round to the nearest cent, which is 2 places after the decimal is our cents. So we're wanting to cut our number off, right here. Okay, we look at the number next to see if we need to round up. 6 is larger than 5, so we do round up. And we get $21.93 would be our average cost per toaster.